this is Dan Talk Sense, and today we're doing a review of Dolce & Gabbana's The One EDP Exclusive Edition Royal Night. So in today's review I'm going to let you know whether I think that this is a better performing version of the EDP. I'm going to give you an idea of its scent breakdown, and then I'm also going to make a conclusion at the end on whether I think that you should go out and buy this ahead of the EDP. So if that kind of content would interest you, then please stay tuned. Welcome back. So I've been wanting to review the Royal Nights exclusive edition for a long time because, like many of you, I love the EDP. I love that scent profile of Dolce & Gabbana's The One, but really disappointed with its performance and projection. It definitely has performance issues, and it does remain close to the skin for the duration of wearing that fragrance. So I've watched a few reviews of this, one from Joy Amin, one from Chaos Fragrances, and I think Max 40 also did a review of this, and it did make me want to go and get my hands on a sample. So I managed to get one off Fragcom UK, a really good Facebook page. You should join that page if you're based in the UK. You can buy samples and partials off the members. So this morning I put some on. As you can see in the sample, I've used quite a bit. So it's really muggy in the UK, torrential rain. I thought it'd be a perfect day to try this one out. So I put it on my skin, and initially straight away when I put it on my skin it sort of had a lot more fizz and it was than the EDP. And what you will notice when you first put it on is that it doesn't have that tobacco note of the original of the EDP. Now for me, I love the note of tobacco, and that did kind of disappoint me a little, although I was expecting it. I have watched reviews on this before, and I have heard and I have been told that it doesn't have that tobacco in there. But then when you actually smell it, you do think, actually, I'm missing that note. But what it does have is a real prominent spiciness to it. So you got this really beautiful cardamom which pops off the skin when you first put it on. So taking away that tobacco, and you haven't got that grapefruit. What I did get instead of the grapefruit, it kind of smelled like orange peel, like it was a little bit of citrus there, and I really did like it. So that combination really fizzes off the skin when you first spray it on, and it does give it a kind of a fresh sort of take on the EDP, and I did really enjoy it putting it on my skin. So what I'm going to do is show you like a bit of a diary of me walking to the gym. Then I'm going to do a bit of a note breakdown of this one, and then at the end I'm going to make a conclusion on whether I think you should go and buy a full bottle of this ahead of Dolce & Gabbana's The One EDP. So if that would interest you, then please stay tuned. So I've been wearing Royal Nights now for a couple of hours. It's kind of muggy in the UK. It's torrential rain today over the weekend. But for me, this fragrance is perfect for this kind of climate. I would say that I'm missing that tobacco note in it. I really like the note of tobacco and the EDP. That was a real prominent note in that fragrance. But for me, the cardamom in this really shines. It does kind of have that niche feel to the fragrance. And the performance and projection on this is definitely amped up compared to the EDP. So really enjoying it. Enjoying walking to the gym, smelling this on me. And I can't wait to work out in the gym and have this project off my skin. But what I'm going to do in a second is just go through the note breakdown of Royal Nights, and then I'll make a conclusion at the end on whether I think you should go out and buy this fragrance. But so far, feeling really positive about this fragrance, and it does seem like a niche version of the EDP. So in this one you have some cardamom and basil in the top, with some wild pear tree and nutmeg in the heart, some cedarwood, labdanum, sandalwood and amber in the base. The one thing that I think a lot of the people watching this video will be interested in is the performance, and there are some reviewers out there that have said this is beastly performance and it's a beast of a flanker to the EDP. Now I wouldn't quite go that far. I definitely feel that it performs better and it projected better than the EDP. I probably would say that this will give you 2 hours projection off the skin, and then it will perform for about 5 to 6 hours, but it will be really close to the skin in terms of the scent bubble. So I'd say it's probably an hour better than the EDP in terms of that projection, and in terms of performance, probably an hour or two better closer to the skin. So it has improved, it has notched up that performance and projection. So that is a real plus point. When you compare the two in terms of price point, Royal Knights is £90 for, I think it's 100 mils. I've seen that in Debenhams today. And compare that to £75 for Dolce Gabbana's The One EDP for the same size bottle, then you're paying 15 quid for that extra bit of performance. However, I've seen Dolce Gabbana The One in shops and on Fragcom groups. People are selling them for quite cheap now. You could probably pick up a bottle for around £30. So the performance has definitely notched up, and that's a really good thing. If I was to make a conclusion on whether I think that you should buy this or the EDP, then it depends what type of person you are. If you really like tobacco fragrances, then you will be disappointed, like I was, to not smell that in this fragrance. I think that it is missing that tobacco. I really like that tobacco, and I do feel that it's missing that. However, I can see why they took it out, because if they didn't, and it's called an exclusive edition, you know, people would say it's not that much different to the original, so people would probably moan on that point. So I can understand why they took the tobacco out and they amped up the spiciness. It sort of gives it that Middle Eastern sort of feel with the extra spices in there. It's got a bit of woodiness in there and a bit of nutmeg. For me, if you like spicy fragrances, then I'll get this ahead of the EDP. What my solution is to this is Perfume Parlour do a version of the One EDP, and it's still got the tobacco in it. So what I would do is I would probably pay the £15 more to buy the exclusive edition, and I would also layer it with Perfume Parlour's version of the EDP, because it still has that tobacco in there and the same DNA as the original. And I think if you take the bits of the both, then you have a really, really good fragrance. I'm not sure whether I'd pay £90 for the exclusive edition, because although it's improved the performance, it is not beastly. So in my opinion, I don't know why people were calling it a beastly fragrance. For me, a beastly fragrance is something like Mancera Red Tobacco, Spice Bomb Extreme by Victor Rolf, something that projects off the skin all day. You know, Mancera Instant Crush is a definition of a beastly fragrance, and this definitely isn't that. But what this is a very beautiful fragrance. It does have a niche feel to it, and the spices in this are absolutely sublime. So really good fragrance. I'll probably rate it about a 7 out of 10. For me, if it was to be graded high, it would need to have better projection for a longer period, because the projection was for about 2 hours, and I would keep that tobacco note in there if it was me and I put the perfume together. But really enjoyed wearing it today. Perfect climate in the UK. So weigh up those options. If you like tobacco, you will miss the tobacco out of this, so I'd stick to the EDP. If you love spiciness and you wanted probably an hour or two better performance projection than the EDP, I'll pay the £15 extra and buy this. But like I said, I would buy exclusive edition, and I would top it up with Perfume Parlour's The One, because that is spot on in terms of the scent compared to the real one. They've done it really well, and I would combine the two to get the tobacco out of there. So that is my overall thoughts on exclusive edition. Really enjoyed wearing it. Now, if you've wore exclusive edition, I'd really like to know how it performed on you. If you think it's better than the EDP, because there's different opinions on this. A lot of people think it's not really worth paying the extra price for exclusive edition, but there are a lot of people that say they think it's the best of the line. So let me know in the comments down below if you tried this and you think it's a brilliant fragrance or it's a bit underwhelming. I'll be interested to know what your thoughts are. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I'd really appreciate if you click the subscribe button down below. I'm really enjoying this experience of reviewing samples and reviewing fragrances. My autumn list of fragrances might be dropping tomorrow because it is the perfect climate in the UK. It is torrential rain and it's freezing. Perfect climate for our winter fragrances. So that video should be dropping very soon. So I do thank you all for watching this video today, and I'll speak to you all very soon.